Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. From my heart and soul, I value it tremendously. I love you all. Thanks for your words, for your comments, because you write so many things here on the channel, and it truly warms my soul. May everything be multiplied for you 100-fold. We have a week with beautiful planetary changes. Right now, we start on the 6th, still continuing with the full moon. And on the 7th, starting on the 7th, we have a waning moon at 1:28 in the afternoon, Central Time. We'll have 7 days of a waning moon, which is about how long each phase lasts: new, waxing, full, and waning. And this week as well. It's like July 7th has all come together. Here we go. On that day, we specifically have Neptune retrograde in Aries from July 7th to December 12th. Then on June 9th, we have Venus, the planet, just briefly, the planet of love and money, among other things. But let's put it that way. Now it will be in Virgo. The pieces are starting to move. Well, here, the pieces. We have the Sun in Cancer, we have Venus moving into Virgo, Neptune retrograde in Aries, Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, Mercury retrograde in Cancer. It's an interesting week, you see. You're going to feel like there's a change, like something inside you is shifting, and it's true. Between the lunar phase changes, Neptune going retrograde in Aries, and Venus entering Virgo. This means that when it comes to love, we're going to be very, very analytical, okay? Oh, absolutely. And it's a good cycle. That's very good. Same for money and those things, because since it's in Virgo, and Virgo is a sign, the planet's influence depends on the sign they're in. The planet is giving us Venus, art, beauty, food, desserts, public relations, money, our own, how we earn it, how we manage it, and so on. But it's in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, methodical, punctual, correct, orderly. It's like this. Or if some things are triangles, others rectangles, squares, circles, that's Virgo. So we're going to be very organized in this cycle. That will be from July 9th to August 6th. Remember that both Venus and Mercury and a bit of Mars, the planets move very quickly. I mean, they can last 30 days, 40 days, 60 days max. Not like the other large planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. What are you doing this week? I invite you this week to reconnect with yourself. The work is personal. Finding lost pieces within ourselves is right here inside. How do you do that? Writing is therapeutic, totally. Ugh, how I love to write. What I can't say, waning moon, what do I need you for? Come over here. Take paper and pen and write what hurts you, what overwhelms you, what distresses you, what moves you from your center, and tear it into pieces. Yes, tear it into little peepers. This is a physical action that becomes a mental action. Yes, totally. Another exercise is I sit in a little chair, an armchair, and I look in the mirror. I talk to myself with love, but I also talk to those people that I'd like to say so many things to, and I'm not going to say them. Or if I want to, talk to people and say, hey, look, this has happened, and I don't agree with this and this and this and this. If you can do it, do it. The waning moon leads us to heal, to free ourselves from ties, to really be as we should be, ourselves. People ask me, is it that you learned over the years? No, my love. This one has learned, and I will continue learning until the last day of my breath, as long as I'm alive. But my temperament is my temperament. That's how my parents birthed me. Yes, that's why some may love me and others not at all. But, well, it's okay. Well, one is not a white, blue, super pure diamond. It's okay. Whoever loves you, let him love you. And whoever doesn't, wish him well. Absolutely nothing happens. You shouldn't force things. This is a week, I repeat, to find your lost pieces with yourself. To the extent that you reconnect with yourself, you will learn to give yourself your place, your spot. And you're going to value yourself, as my beautiful mommy Margarita would say. Value yourself, of course. We all deserve the best. We are giving our best. I deserve the best. There are moments in life when you have to have a lot of patience. Uh-huh. Learn a lot and keep moving forward because we know where we're going. Inhale and exhale and don't lose sight of our plans, desires, and longings. That's why the waning moon helps us to bring out what we have stored away. Oh, sure, and also physically. Everything you have in your house that you don't use, sell it, donate it, give it away, leave space for the new. We have to set aside the excess of keeping things that, for no reason at all, just create clutter and dust. When we fail to donate, give away, or sell what we are no longer using, that is called fear of loss. And that blocks our channels of abundance and prosperity. Why would I stop my own abundance and my own prosperity? If I can first heal myself, heal my soul by writing and breaking, and do it little by little. Start with a small drawer. Maybe you start with the kitchen or with the famous room, the junk room, where you just throw everything and there goes the jar. How about the collection of jars we have and little boxes? Just in case it's Mita, just in case it's useful, or because it's so cute. Yes, mother. I'm telling myself, I'm a wonderful thing for packing everything in jars. Oh, yes, I recycle all that, of course. Yes, when there are things you're using, you're recycling, go ahead. But if you look around and see you have things that really don't belong, leave space for the new, my love. Take advantage of this week, too, now that Venus is entering Virgo. Well, to free yourself from ties, to free yourself from what you know you don't deserve in your life. Each of us knows what we are worthy of, and we all are. We deserve the best to the extent that we truly know what we have sown. This is the law of cause and effect, the law of the boomerang. Everything returns, sooner or later, but everything returns. I'm going straight to the astrological recommendations. Aries. It's a week of, well, as I said in the introduction, reconnecting with yourself. It's going to be relaxed. It's a relaxed, calm week where you're going to start making great and beautiful determinations and decisions. And Venus in Libra will help you tremendously. And, well, what can I say? Neptune in Aries retrograde on July 7th. From July 7th to December 12th. You are Aries. Mercury retrograde. It's going to help you a lot, my love. When Neptune, which is the planet, it's a beautiful planet. But suddenly it kind of makes us doubt or makes us hazy or makes us restless or makes us too sensitive and so on. It's in Aries, in your planet, in your sign, and it's in retrograde motion. And that's good because you're going to analyze, observe, and truly check the path you've traveled to be where you are. You'll have time to talk to yourself and to reconnect with yourself. Because as you reconnect with yourself, you are unstoppable, my dear Aries, just unstoppable. You're in a cycle of abundance and physical, mental, and spiritual prosperity. Right now, I invite you to think little, feel a lot, and act quite a bit. To truly focus on your life, on yourself, on your being, on your ideals, and that will help you be able to give what you wish to give to your own, to your family, to your loves. You have to start with yourself. If you're healing others and not healing yourself, well, start healing yourself so that you can give to others. That you're in a cycle of abundance and prosperity, of course you are. And I'm not just talking about material abundance and prosperity, I'm talking about the spiritual. And that's what will drive you to take the place that you, my dear Aries, deserve. Taurus, changes in assets that will give you a tremendous, wonderful, and sensational freedom of action. Those changes in assets happen in many ways because money came to you that you didn't expect, because they gave you something you didn't expect, because you had changes in your income. That change in your assets will lead you to become independent, to have a fresh start from whatever you have right now. Something on your own, something that you know what you have to do, that you're autonomous, that you're independent, that you decide your world, your schedule, your movements, when yes, when no. This cycle starts from Venus in Libra, okay? Which is exactly the July 9th to August 6th, okay? Venus is your plat. Taurus, it's time to receive in abundance all the good you've done, all you've studied, all you've worked for. Let it come like a waterfall. Yes, a waterfall of opportunities starting this week, especially from July 9th, when Venus moves into Virgo. If this week you need to make agreements, contracts, or negotiations, check, observe, and analyze as many times as necessary because since Mercury, the planet of communication, speech, and negotiations, is active, you might overlook something. Just keep a close eye on all that and go ahead with your travels, as several trips are indicated. For Gemini, you have everything to win, my love. Jupiter, which is the planet of what? Of triumph, success, abundance, prosperity. I always tell you the same thing, right? But that's how it is. I tell you the basics. Being the planet of triumph, Gemini, and having Mercury right now, look, it's in Cancer, retrograde. It doesn't matter that it's retrograde. Here comes Venus in Virgo. Virgo, it's in the same mutable cross that you are in. Jupiter, which is in Leo. Jupiter is the planet of Sagittarius, which is in the same cross as you. Mutable cross. Plus other little details in the atmosphere. What do I mean by all this? This is a week, one of those where everything looks beautiful, lovely. You're proactive, purposeful. Just don't let anything trigger yourself, your being, your inner self. Meaning, don't let them move you from your center. No, my love, don't allow it. Don't throw away all the hard work you've done to be in the place where you are. There are people who know exactly which button to push to throw our lives out of tune. It happens, right? Don't wet on. No, my love. It's just a great week for you. I mean, Venus in Virgo. Of course, huge changes are coming for your work and financial life. It's that simple. So you can have the changes you're looking for. You've done too much to stop for gossip, hearsay, or hallway chatter, or for you to get upset yourself. Be like a slippery fish. Just tell him, look, if my shine bothers you, put on some glasses because I'm always going to shine. It's that simple. My dear Cancer, in love, happy, content, yes. Fulfilled with life plans, yeah. You feel your energies have been shifting lately? Well, it's natural. We are in your birthday cycle. Maybe you haven't had it yet. Those who already had their birthday, well, they're in the solar cycle. Those who haven't had their birthday are in the Saturn cycle. And you feel things are a bit heavy. It's part of the closing of your cycle of your 365 days in the year. Since Venus arrives on July 9th in Virgo, for you in particular, it will especially fall in the area of your work and your family life. This means that during this period, you may notice changes or developments related to your job or your home environment. This means that everything related to your home, your loved ones, your ancestry, or your descendants is marked totally in your favor, and it's what you want to handle, as Cancers usually do, always taking care of the needs of others. That's very good, and bravo, it comes back to you multiplied. But you also have to nourish yourself with love, with attention, with applause, with cuddles, with recognition, and so on. It's time to receive, and to receive with open hands. You have done and you have sown for a really long time. And starting July 9th, you'll see how several channels of prosperity and abundance will open. Feel worthy, my dear Cancer. Virgo, Venus in Virgo, will be a very nice push in your life in matters of love and in economic matters. For the Leas, please take advantage of Uranus's energy. Uranus is in Gemini, and Uranus's energy is telling you, Leo, you have Jupiter in Leo, you have Uranus in Gemini. That makes a wonderful partnership for you all. Because Uranus and Gemini gets along very well with Leo. And that magic energy, Leo, is giving you the opportunity with Jupiter in your sign. You don't even have to overtalk or say things excessively. You shine because you shine. Of course, by shining so much, you are like the sun. Those around you have to put on sunscreen because you give them blisters or little sores. Because of the sun, you see, they tan too much. So I ask you, are you going to stop being, doing, and having what you want to be, do, and have because others talk, point, criticize? Well, no, right? Well, this week, stay very attentive to the signs and the messages that the rich universe has for you. In meetings, events, gatherings, celebrations, outings, wherever you are, out on the street, wherever it is, stay very alert. Also, at a gathering with friends, you're going to make contact with someone who's good for your future in the very short term, where you can do something together to have more and better income. Also, if you work independently, then stay very alert. Independent, stay alert. If you do something independent, stay very alert to everything new that's coming into your life because you're coming with a very favorable and very positive change in your economy for you, my dear Virgo. You're weaving great ideas, you're creatives, and you're going to put them into action. And, well, of course, now how about with Venus in your sign? Oh, man. Who can stop you and the sun in Cancer? It's time to do 1,000 new things, huh? It's time to shine, to achieve, to move forward. They say that for a hen to lay an egg, oh, how she cackles. That's how you're going to be. Many times speaking up and saying, this is me, this is what I achieve, this is what, it's worth it. Because later someone starts taking credit for your work and that's your work. You've sown it, it's your turn to harvest. What I mean is that right now, you've been doing a lot of paperwork, many projects, many negotiations, and so on. Yes, my love, but you receive them. You must feel 100% deserving of abundance, triumph, success, and prosperity. So that in this way, someone doesn't come along to take credit as if it were them who did it. It's very nice to share, precious. It's beautiful when we do it together, when we do it as a team. But if you did the work, you did the research, you gave the information, you were the one who knocked on doors. Well, I don't get it. Forget about the sorrows. Venus in Virgo, you'll see how it'll make you take off the mask, raise your hand and say, excuse me, But I took care of all of this. I did all of this. All of this was my ideas because that's how it should be, my love. Yes, we must applaud everything because you're doing very well. And good changes are also coming to your home. Like something family related gets solved, like you take a trip together, like whatever has to do with family is marked very much in your favor. For Libras, well, beautiful, precious Jupiter continues in Leo, giving you triumph, success, abundance, and prosperity. You'll be very intuitive and perceptive all this week, especially on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. Well, because besides the 9th and 11th being, they're very magical and very spiritual numbers. Stay very alert to all the signs the universe is sending you. Write down all the information coming your way. By alert to information, I mean everything. A book, a movie, a series, a song, a meeting, whatever you're hearing, there will be signs there of something you want to fix, something you want to solve, something you want to happen for you, okay? Also, this week, you'll also be in a very important meeting where it's essential that you say what you're needing, what you're wanting, well, whatever you feel like, my queen and my king. Because you know what happens? That many times, you Libras are such good people, and suddenly you feel a bit shy, right? About stating your needs. Well, no, depending on the rising sign and the moon, because there will be Libras already telling me I'm not shy at all. Well, yes, some are shyer than others. So, right now, this week, Libra, there are romantic reunions, lots of passion in your relationship. Travels continue in your life, but regarding work, stay very, very alert to everything happening around you because now that Venus in Virgo begins on July 9th, phenomenal. Venus is your planet. So you'll be super focused, organized, as if you'd made perfect files like that for your personal, emotional, professional, and financial life. And that cycle, I repeat, July 9th to August 6th. You'll be, well, at the exact point in every sense, receiving, receiving, receiving. Always, my dear Libra, we must feel deserving of abundance, deserving of what we've sown, deserving, my dear Libra. In the same measure of love you're giving, the same measure should return. Same at work, same in friendships, same. For you, my dear Scorpio, how about that, huh? A super week, a saturated schedule, 1,001 responsibilities. You'll be going from one place to another. You'll go here, meetings, events, gatherings, celebrations, small, medium, large trips, or this week is for short trips. But you're also already planning long trips for the middle of the end of this year or the middle of next. Oh, what year am I in? Of the next one? 2027? Oh, one doesn't even know where they are anymore, kiddo. Where am I? Oh, my dear children, this is a very good week for you, Scorpio. You're going to receive news that will fill your heart with happiness, with joy, with fulfillment. It's news from one of your family members, your immediate circle, that is, where you're living right now. News that's going to fill your soul and it's going to shake it. Like that with joy and happiness because of applause, rewards, or recognition for one of your family members. But I also want to tell you that this week, something you've wanted is coming, having to do with your work, your job, your professional life. Sometimes it takes a while, right, Scorpio? You plant a seed and there are seeds. Ugh, how they take years, right, to bloom and to bear fruit. Well, something you planted a long time ago and you kept watering the little plant and fertilizing and caring for and attending to it and calls and meetings and events, and you kept at it and at it. This week you have good news. Starting July 9th, the doors will open wide for you, the doors to your finances completely in your favor. Well, it's the result of your good actions, my dear Scorpio. For you, my dear Sagittarius. You have the strength, the power, the energy, the capacity, the intelligence, but especially the intuition and the sixth sense. When Sagittarius says something, they've either thought it through, analyzed it, checked it, researched it, or their sixth sense told them it's time to act. So take advantage of the opportunities this week. Don't put off that call, that message, that email, that thing you want to put on the table. Take the blindfold off your eyes. See things as they are. And it's time to take that step. That step you've put off related to your profession, work, and money. It's also time for everything you have to negotiate. Look at it, observe it, check it, put it on the table. And if there's something to sign and it's urgent to sign, review it many times, my dear Sagittarius, because we're in Mercury Retrograde. And it's important to review it several times, right? Of course. I think I don't even have to tell you, because we Sagittarians do have that thing about being very look and look and look and look and look until we are super clear. Then we do it. I also tell you that on the 8th, precisely July 8th, there is a very interesting movement in which there is a call, a message, or a encounter with someone from your past. Not romantic or sentimental, someone from your past regarding family or friendship, which will give you much peace and tranquility because it is something that must be healed. When we heal the soul, my dear Sagittarius, you know well that everything works in a better way. Open yourself to everything new. This is a week to listen to everything new, everything they are proposing to you. Listen to them. Listen and then you decide. But for now, listen to everything new they are putting on the table. Capricorn. Well, I'll tell you, Capricorn, it's a week of answers. Answers, answers, answers. To procedures, agreements, contracts, negotiations. Some will be exactly as you wished, maybe others not so much, but they are present. This is very important because when there's a response to some negotiation, agreement, or procedure, often things don't take long to happen, but they were delayed, yet they will be in your favor. The 9th and 10th are two very important days because you will be in a negotiation that is very worthwhile, which benefits your future in the very short term. So from the beginning of the week, start preparing yourself. From the 6th or 7th, start preparing perfectly well what you are going to put on the table, because it will benefit you not just in the short term, but in the long term. You also receive very good news from some, I don't know if it's mortgage issue, credits, financial matters, where they give you a yes that you are looking for and waiting for. But I do remind you that being at Mercury retrograde, we have to analyze and observe several times every detail so that everything is perfect and in your favor. I want you to remember that the micro full moon was in your sign, and that is giving you, in this cycle, from full moon to full moon, triumph, success, and much abundance. For Aquarius, nothing and no one will move you from your center. Quite the opposite. Applause, rewards, and recognition are coming your way. It is the time to win, to advance, to triumph, and to be that way and have what you desire. The house of profession is extremely well aspected. What does this mean? Everything, my dear Aquarius, that you have sown 2 weeks ago, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, whatever time it has been, dependent on the seeds you've sown, you're going to have great surprises with much peace, with much joy. You're going to receive that which you know you deserve. You're also going to distance yourself from certain people who are very close to you. Oh, those you call my friends, they're called acquaintances, my love, or occasional companions and so on. I know your heart is this big. I mean, you're a very generous person, very loving. And since you're also a very airy person, very free, well, it's as simple as if you had a balloon. They poked it with a pin on one side and it popped, and that's it. And that's how you're going to take it. And that will give you the peace that yourself, your being, and your heart need. It's important that you, Aquarius, be with people who are vibrating at your same frequency, right? And starting this week, you're going to take off many blindfolds from your eyes that will be very much worth it. You're going to meet or join new circles of friends. What? for companions, where there will be mutual growth and understanding, where they are vibrating at the same frequency. In your home, there's very favorable news because it benefits the family economy, which will give you a freedom of action to be able to receive and share. Pisces, Venus, none other than that planet so beautiful, precious, like all of them, but my precious Venus. A planet that's now going to enter Virgo, well, what can I say? It affects you in a super duper extra favorable way. You're already more liberated, removing everything you shouldn't have in your life. Now that Neptune is retrograde in Aries, well, starting July 7th, right? That especially helps you a lot, my love, because your planet is Neptune. Remember that it was 4. Well, many, many years, Neptune and Pisces in your own sign. I mean, in its home. Now that it moved to Aries, that's given you great freedom of action. And right now that it's retrograde, it's leading you to do introspection, analysis of conscience of who you are, where I'm going, I'll do this, I won't do that. Will it be a good time? Well, it'll be a very good time when your sixth sense, your intuition, your inner child tell you that's the path you're going to follow. Right now, there are rebirths, changes, transformations, novelties, and great opportunities that the path is presenting to you. It's nothing new. It's the results of your good conduct, my dear Pisces. All that light, that love, that peace, that which you give to others returns to you multiplied. Through your social contacts, your friendships, you're going to advance with a speed that's just super duper tremendous in some purchase, sale, or negotiation that you desire, that you need. That is why it is important to learn to raise your hand and receive in the same measure that you have shared with everyone who passes through your life, my dear Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being part of this family that we are, loving, luminous, successful. We all are. Many hugs, kisses, and blessings. And I invite you to subscribe here to the channel and give it a thumbs up and hit the bell so you don't miss out. Stay very aware of everything that we have for you. Remember that the more they point at you, my love, the more they protect you. I have always said that when they speak ill of you, when they criticize you, when they point at you, when they spread lies, when they put many little stones in your path, God says, oh, look, they are bothering one of my girls or one of my boys. And little by little, the paths are opening up for us more and more and more. So the more they criticize you, believe me, I tell you from experience, you feel a great protection and a knowledge that something better always comes. Why? Because we are cared for, we are protected. I am Mizada Mohamed. I love you all, and I want to see you thrive. Thank you very much for graciously joining us today. Please subscribe to our channel and kindly visit my personal website, Mizadamohamed.com.